There comes a moment when your soul grows tired of being everywhere for everyone, and you realize that the power was never in your presence, but in your absence. You've been there, answering every call, replying to every message, showing up when your heart was breaking, giving when your own cup was empty. And still, there were days when your kindness was mistaken for weakness, your generosity taken for granted. But here's the truth no one tells you. The moment you stop being constantly available, the world starts to see you differently. Not because you become cruel, but because you've chosen to protect your peace. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share will not only shift the way you see others, but the way you see yourself. There comes a point in every person's life when they realize that giving without limit does not make you more loved. It makes you more used. And it's not because people are naturally cruel, though some are. It's because human nature grows comfortable with what it does not have to earn. The moment you are always within reach, the moment you respond to every call, answer every question, fix every crisis, you slowly begin to fade into the background of people's lives. They stop noticing the sacrifice because the sacrifice has become routine. And when something becomes routine, it stops being treasured. Boundaries are not walls. They are the frame around the masterpiece of your life. They tell the world, this is where I end, and where you must take responsibility for yourself. Without them, you become a public road where anyone can travel, leave their footprints, and move on without a thought. But when you draw that line, when you step back and decide that your soul is not open 24/7 for every passerby, you change the way people approach you. It's strange how respect works. It rarely arrives when you're overextending yourself. It rarely blossoms when you're bending so far to accommodate others that your own spine aches. No, respect often blooms in the soil of absence, in the rare air of no. When you tell someone you are unavailable, you send a message that your time, your energy, and your spirit are valuable commodities. And anything valuable must be approached with care. The people who truly see you, who truly love you, will not be angered by your boundaries. They will be anchored by them. They will understand that in protecting yourself, you are protecting the very connection you share. Because when you are exhausted, when you are drained, you cannot offer the best of yourself to anyone. You can only give scraps, and scraps are not what real love deserves. You will notice a shift almost instantly when you start saying no. Not the loud, aggressive kind of no, but the calm, firm, steady one. The no that says, I hear you, but I cannot. I care for you, but I must care for myself first. Some people will be startled by this. They will have grown accustomed to the version of you who sacrifices without pause, who sets herself on fire to keep others warm. And when the flames go out, they may shiver, they may protest, they may even accuse you of being selfish. Let them. Because selfishness is taking without gratitude. Self-care is giving with intention. There is a world of difference between the two, and you are not required to destroy yourself to prove your love. You are not required to be endlessly accessible to be worthy of belonging. When you stop being constantly available, you begin to see clearly who values you for your presence and who values you for your usefulness. There's a difference. One is rooted in love, the other is rooted in convenience. And if someone's connection to you cannot survive your unavailability, it was never love, it was dependency. Setting boundaries is an act of faith in yourself. It is declaring that your worth is not up for debate, that your time is not a limitless resource to be squandered, that your emotional well-being is a priority, not an afterthought. And this shift does not just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. You will start to walk differently. You will speak differently. You will no longer apologize for needing rest. You will no longer explain why you didn't answer the phone. You will no longer feel guilty for doing something just for you, because you will have learned that your availability is not what makes you lovable. It is your authenticity, your truth, your presence, when it is given freely, not out of obligation. There is something magnetic about a person who respects themselves enough to say, I can't be there right now. They carry an air of dignity, a quiet strength that others can feel. It's not arrogance, it's self-possession. And those who are drawn to you in this state are not seeking to drain you. They are seeking to walk alongside you. The ones who once took you for granted may start to pay attention. They may notice the difference in how you show up when you've taken time for yourself. Your words may be softer but more deliberate. Your energy may be calmer but more potent. They will see that when you are not constantly giving, the moments you do give become more meaningful. The quality of your presence deepens when it is not diluted by overexposure. In truth, boundaries are not just for you, they are for the health of every relationship you have. Without them, resentment grows. Without them, exhaustion sets in. Without them, love becomes a burden rather than a joy. But with them, there is space for longing, for appreciation, for the quiet joy of knowing that your connection is chosen, not demanded. We teach people how to treat us by what we allow, by what we accept, by what we reinforce. If you always answer at 2 a.m., they will always call at 2 a.m. If you always rearrange your plans for their convenience, they will never consider your plans important. But the moment you stop doing these things, not out of anger, but out of self-respect, you change the unspoken rules between you. You teach them that your time is sacred, that your energy has limits, that your love is deep, but not endless without reciprocity. You may fear losing people when you enforce your boundaries, and you will, but the ones you lose are not a loss. They are a revelation. They reveal who was here for you and who was here for what you could do for them. It will hurt, yes, but it will also heal, because the space they leave will be filled with those who meet you with mutual respect, who understand the balance between giving and receiving, who see you not just as a source, but as a soul. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the old habit of overextending whispers that you are letting someone down, that you are failing as a friend, a partner, a parent, a colleague. But pause and ask yourself, what about you? Are you letting yourself down by always being the safety net for others while no one is the safety net for you? Boundaries are the answer to that imbalance. You do not have to announce them loudly. You do not have to defend them endlessly. You simply have to live them consistently. Over time, people will adjust. Those who cannot will drift away. And those who remain will love you more fully because they will see you as a person, not a service. Boundaries birth respect because they draw